But next up, we do have Maya Morena, who will be speaking about being an undocumented sex worker in the Trump era. Maya, are you here?
Yes. I wonder if I can see myself. Oh no. Oh no. I guess I can't. I don't know. Guys, what do I do? I guess I can't. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see me.
Yes, we have.
I don't know where to start. Okay, so I came here originally when I was 5 years old from Honduras. I'm a DACA kid. And I originally decided to go full time into sex work because Trump was promising that he was going to eliminate DACA. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be allowed to work anymore. Also, retail jobs were really hard and they didn't pay very well. So I'm able to have like my own place in New York now. But yeah, it was tough. So for me, I just wanted a way to earn money underground and not have to be worried that I would lose my right to work and then just have nothing to fall back on. So that was the original idea. Thankfully, it didn't get eliminated for people like me, but it did get eliminated for people that my sister went to school with. So my sister um, is still in high school. So the girls that she would go to school with, one of her friends has basically is in the same situation that I'm in. She came in when she was very young, and her father's a pastor. But because Trump got rid of DACA, no new applicants were allowed to apply for it. So she was not able to get a driver's license or get a job. And that's how she graduated from high school. So as you can imagine, this has created a shockwave of fear among the younger generations of DACA kids that were not able to get on the program. Only people like me could renew because I was already on it. So I have people in my DMs now that are going into sex work and are undocumented or who are thinking of doing it. So this has created a lot of coercion that was really unnecessary and a lot of violence. It's also cut my income in half because of COVID. So that has been tough, but I'm dealing with it and I have a partner who helps me out with that. I'm really excited for everything that's happening and I'm really thankful for everyone that's been involved in this project. We do have to speak up about the equality model. There's like a lot of Orwellian speak around this issue, unfortunately, because they see what we're doing. And I don't know, there's something about the nonprofit industrial complex because they have such an academic background that they're able to see what we do and kind of flip the switch and like, engineer things very quickly to like cover their steps and look more progressive than they really are. So they do take our criticisms and try to include them in there to make it seem like, oh, we're smart, we got this, don't worry about it. But they don't really address us at all. They don't talk to us. There's literally no oversight. It's just kind of like decoration or marketing. And that's why they're calling themselves decriminalization now instead of what they actually are, which is partial criminalization. So I did like a website on the equality model. I also did speak up against Seth Meyers and his wife Alexi Meyers, who have been pushing this a lot, and also the sell-by date play that's being turned into a movie, which basically sells the same message. Yeah, it's hard for people to speak up about this, I think, because unfortunately, trafficking is like in the hands of the elites who made up the criteria for trafficking. So for them, they're the ones that get to decide who's a trafficking victim and who's a criminal. And they don't really see victims. They just see mainly criminals. So that's why a lot of trafficking victims actually just end up in prison or deported because in their minds, to be a victim means to fit into like this very tight box. Um, which should allow them to put someone in prison. That's their logic. Like, if you're a trafficking victim, you should help us put people in prison and that's how you prove you're a trafficking victim. And that's just how their mind works. It's not really based on human rights or like empowering people. So we're running into that problem. We have to get that word and give it back to the public and give it back to like actual victims, because it's not helpful for them to have like authority over this word. So I see what I do and the stuff that I talk about is basically helping people to understand the systems that created this and what the definitions actually mean, and telling them that these are your words to use. They're not for other people to use. Because ultimately, what happens is that whenever these people speak up for our entire group, they act like they are the authority and they take away power from us. So that's an issue because it belongs to us, you know? So yeah, continue to speak up and be awesome.